Today we're going to be making something beautiful with resin, but before we get started, we have to mix up our resin. So this is my favorite resin I like to use. It's Let's Resin Epoxy. It's a 1-to-1 ratio resin. So that means it's got a part A and a part B, and it is equal parts by volume. So you're going to pour your part A into your cup. I like to start with my part A when I pour and mix my resin. And you're just going to make sure that you're pouring equally right on the line of the amount you're measuring. I was working on quite a few projects this day when I made this, so I was mixing up 16 ounces. So I'm pouring in 8 ounces of my part A, and then I'm going to go in and pour in 8 ounces of my part B, which is this part here, 1-to-1 ratio by volume. But when you're first starting out with resin, I recommend you start small. So I would mix up 2 or 4 ounces to start out. So if you wanted to mix up 2 ounces, you would do 1 ounce part B and 1 ounce part A. And if you wanted to mix up 4 ounces, it would be 2 ounces part B and 2 ounces part A, equal parts A and B. So after you pour your equal parts A and B into your mixing cup, you're going to want to take a spatula and mix for 3 minutes. And when I mix my resin, I like to use a spatula because the wooden stir sticks are not sealed or treated in any way, so they will leak air into your projects. So I prefer to use a plastic or a silicone spatula. And when you're mixing, you want to mix slowly. You don't want to introduce a bunch of air bubbles into your resin. You don't want to whip it up. Just mix slowly. Scrape the bottom of the cup, scrape the sides of the cup, scrape off your stir stick, and really incorporate those parts A and B together. And some people even do like a figure 8 motion when they're mixing up their resin. That works well too. You could do that. And you're just going to keep mixing for 3 minutes. And when you're mixing, you're going to see like striations and stringy lines in your resin. Once you're done mixing, all of those lines and striations will be gone and your parts A and B will look clear. So what I like to do after I mix for 3 minutes is I take this mix and I pour it into a new clean cup and I'm going to mix for another 3 minutes. This is called the double cup mixing technique, and I do recommend everyone to mix their resin like this because it ensures your resin gets mixed up properly. And also mixing with a silicone or a plastic spatula is great for this technique of mixing because it helps you get every single drop of resin out of that first cup. So you want to make sure you get every single drop of resin out, and then we're going to mix for another 3 minutes. And same thing, you want to mix slowly, scrape the bottom of the cup, scrape the sides of the cup, scrape off your stir stick, really making sure that we incorporate those parts A and B together. When I measure and mix my resin, it takes me about 10 minutes from start to finish. So I do recommend this double cup mixing technique because when people first start out with resin, sometimes their resin does not set up properly, and it's most of the time from under mixing or their parts A and B are not equal when they are measuring their resin. So after 3 minutes, I take my resin and I pour it into some new cups and I run it through my bubble remover machine. This machine is from Let's Resin. Discount code NAPTIME will give you a discount. It works fantastic to get rid of bubbles in your resin. And this machine works best with a medium viscosity resin, so with like a medium thickness. It works great with the Let's Resin epoxy, and it's very easy to use. You just plug it in, put the lid on, hit the power button, and that's it. Very, very easy to use. Similar to a vacuum chamber and much easier. The bubble remover turns off all by itself. All you have to do is lift up the lid and then you're good to go and you're left with bubble-free resin. This product works so good. Definitely give it a try. Today we're going to be making a gorgeous flower trinket dish. So let's jump in and get pouring. I'm going in with some chameleon micas. You can get chameleon mica powder from Let's Resin's website. Discount code NAPTIME will give you a discount. I'm just taking a Q-tip and dipping it into the product and then brushing it onto the mold. You can use a makeup brush if you want to. I personally am liking using Q-tips these days because the makeup brushes can be hard to clean in between uses and applications, and the Q-tips are just easier for me. So do whatever works best for you. For me, these Q-tips work great, but you could use a makeup brush if you want to. And once you get that chameleon mica all over your mold, make sure every spot is completely covered. And here's how it was looking. So beautiful, so shimmery. I had a dark piece of glitter stuck in the petal right here on the mold, so I was digging it out with my Q-tip. You could always go in with a little piece of tape if you have something like that happen and get the glitter off, but you will have to cover that spot back up with some of the mica powder. Now I'm going to go in with some glass glitter. Glass glitter is really nice because it is very heavy compared to normal polyester glitter, PET glitter, so it does not sink. So you need to mix it up right before you start to use it, otherwise it will start sinking back into the bottom of your little pouring cup. I'm just going to take that and pour it right into the center of my mold here and then go down some of the petals just to kind of line the petals and give them a gold outline. And the glass glitter, like I said, it's really heavy, so it does not move much at all. It does move in this mold because this mold is kind of angled, so it naturally just flows down the flower petals and outlines them. I gave it a little bit of a help right here to get that glitter to kind of move, and that's really it. Super simple and easy. I was kind of looking to see where the gold was lying inside the mold, and I decided I wanted to add a little bit more right here. So I was just very carefully opening up the mold and pouring a little bit more glitter there. And then in the center, because like I said, since it was angled, it kind of flowed down the petals. And I wanted a little bit more in the center details of this mold. And that's really it. We're going to fill up the mold with some sky blue tinted resin. I used sky blue resin dye from this resin dye set from Let's Resin. I have 4 ounces of clear and I added 4 drops of the sky blue resin dye. And the resin dye is transparent, so it's never going to give you an opaque color. It's going to be transparent. So keep that in mind with the resin dyes. It just gives you a really nice touch of color. Same thing with this cup, 4 ounces of clear, 4 drops of sky blue resin dye. And then I had a little bit of room left in my mold, so I went in with a little bit of clear right on top. And when you're pouring that tinted resin into the mold, make sure you move the cup around, because if you just keep your cup in one spot, it's going to give you a bare spot, and move that mica that you laid down when we first started. So move the cup around, or it will remove the mica in that spot where you're pouring and not moving your cup. Let it cure overnight, took it out of the mold. Here's how it turned out. So gorgeous. And this is how it looks on a dark background. This is just a black folding table that I have. I wanted to show you guys how different it looks on a darker background. So beautiful. Look at all those pretty colors. I hope you guys give this technique a try. It's so fun and so easy to do. Definitely check out Let's Resin. Discount code NAPTIME will give you a discount. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.